Hi, today we're going to talk about doing the installation of the Big G module on a 7.3 liter truck. So why don't we follow along, and we hope this CD is informative to you. Essentially what we're looking at here is we're looking at the Big G. The Big G module itself, you get installation instructions, you get an alcohol pad with some zip ties to make the installation a little easier. We have the adjustable in-cab switch, and you get a main wiring harness. And this simple package right here is going to give you approximately 100 horsepower and 200 foot-pounds of torque increase. So here we go. Okay, so we did the layout. You saw everything laid out on the floor over there, and now we're going to do the installation. So this is our 7.3 wiring harness, and what I like to do is I like to put my hand right here where the cluster is and stretch it out, and then we lay it across the back of the firewall, if you will. So right there, putting that wire cluster approximately in the middle, right here where the turbo discharge comes out. Okay. So I like to start from the left, passenger side, and I work my way across. This harness here is going to go down to our oil temperature, and the red and the green harness is going to go down to the pressure sensor on the side of the valve cover. So our farthest wire over here is our map sensor. The map sensor is the sensor that's right here. So if you're looking at your oil cap, it's essentially at about a 9 or 10 o'clock position. And all of our stuff is really easy plug and play. So all you do is disconnect your factory one, take that loose, plug ours into it, the female to the male, make sure you get that good positive snap, and then we take over here and this one goes right back on. Okay, so we're done with our map sensor. We're going to trace this wire across, and when we're all done with our installation, then we're going to go back and we're going to do a real nice job wire tying everything and making sure it's correct. But right now we're going to leave these wires loose so we can fish our way through. The next wire is going to be down here, which is going to be our oil temperature and our oil pressure sensing unit. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to do the little sending unit that's right over here next to the valve cover. So let's zoom down on this one. And this wire here. So again, it's a simple remove and replace. You're going to pop this wire off and plug it into your connector, positive snap, and then this one just drops right back on in the same, just like that. So we're done with that one. Next one we're going to do, and the last one we're going to do, is going to be this one over here, which is a little more tricky. It comes off of the back of the pressure unit, which is right here. So looking at the middle of the engine where this big black ring is, we're going to go down and follow this line, and then it's actually down, straight down here. It's this gray wire right here, this gray cap. So we got to remove that. Again, we pop this in, positive snap, and then we just put this one back on the same location. And then, like, again, we're going to fish all these wires through. So basically, we're done. What we're going to do is we're going to fish the wire through the firewall, and we're going to put our Big G monitor in. But right now, rather than fish it through and go through that, because this truck has about 80,000 miles on it, we're going to do the installation out here just to show you. It'll be a little more easier. So why don't we move the camera around over here, and I'll work on the battery. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to hook up our Big G and our in-cab switch. The in-cab switch for the 7.3 has basically 3 settings. It has off, tow mode, and then performance mode. So like we talked about a little earlier, is putting this through the firewall. That's going to be a job that's going to be pretty easy for you. You're just going to drill a hole right through the firewall over here somewhere back behind the master cylinder, and you're going to fish this wire through and take up as much gap as you can. Then what we're going to do is we're going to install our Big G, and we're going to put our in-cab monitor on the switch right here. So this is a simple, once it's in the vehicle, you're just going to pop this in like this, and you're going to remove our safety plug, and we're going to install the Big G. What the safety plug does is it allows you, if you ever think the Big G has an issue, the safety plug is like a bypass. It allows you to basically bypass it. So what you would do is you just unclip your Big G, clip your bypass in, and away you go. So before I put it for the firewall, I'm going to start the engine up to prove and to show myself that I have the wires connected correctly. So I'm going to start the engine. Okay, so now I know that I have my Big G hooked up correctly. Now I can fish this through the firewall. Once I do that, the next step I'm going to do is I'll plug this in, snap my adjustable tune knob on, and essentially we're done. The installation is complete. This will be within the car. You're going to mount this somewhere in the vehicle. What I would think is best is you should mount it underneath the steering column, similar to where you would mount your alarm, or somewhere near the steering column. Just tie wrap it up. This is very important that this be mounted inside the vehicle because it's temperature sensitive and also it doesn't like water. But by leaving it in the vehicle, you'll always get consistent performance and you won't void the warranty. And again, with the knob you're going to want to find a convenient location to mount this. This is really user preference. Some people like to mount on the left side, some people like to mount on the right side, some people don't want the knob, so they try to mount it down low. But essentially, all the way counterclockwise is off, one click is tow, and the second click is performance. And we're done. So I want to thank you guys for watching this CD, and I hope it was instrumental in helping you do your installation. Remember, these are plug-and-play design. They're very easy to install, and there's no need to get frustrated. Just follow this CD, and we hope it helped. Thank you very much. Okay, if you opted for the Big G in-cab monitor, then this is what it looks like. And this is going to be a simple 30 or 40 second video that's going to show you exactly how to install your Big G. Again, it's just 3 simple wires. They tag into the existing harness that you already got with your Granatelli Big G, and you're done. And now you can have up to 16 different positions that you can monitor. Alright, so now we're going to talk about a brief discussion on how you install the wiring harness for the Big G in-cab monitor. And it's really very simple. There's just 3 wires. The first wire will be the blue wire, and we've already installed it on this truck. The blue wire is going to trigger the blue wire on the map sensor. So that's pretty simple. We're just going to go from here's the map sensor plug that we already installed. We're going to trigger the blue wire that came off of the Granatelli wiring harness. So that's 1. Boom, we'll fade over here. Number 2 is going to be the orange wire that comes off of the yellow wire right here. So when we came off of the injector pump over here, we have a yellow wire coming off the Granatelli harness, and the orange wire is going to go to the yellow wire with the Scotch locks that we provide. The last wire you're going to have is going to be purple, and the purple wire is going to go down underneath the car, and it just goes to the side of the transmission.